Praise, shalom, shalom. The foremost, give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua B'Shem Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles for the edification and knowledge. And the word Yahweh Shem Yahshua put in the spirit of the elders and apostles, we become edified regarding this truth and knowledge, learn this truth and knowledge, knowing this truth and knowledge. Call holy Yahweh Shem Yahshua B'Shem Rakakadash, give all praise Yahweh Shem Yahshua B'Shem Rakakadash. I'm going to play this video, talks about China threatens retaliation if U.S. sanctions Chinese firms for working with Russia. Play this video. This is from March 10th, a few days ago. You're not going to be able to see it because it's kind of bright, but I'll turn it up so you can hear it.
China is threatening to retaliate if the U.S. punishes Chinese firms for doing business with Russia. Eunice Yoon joins us now with that story. Good morning, Eunice.
Good morning, Joe. Well, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said that if the U.S. sanctions Chinese companies, that China would respond firmly and forcefully. Now, this stern warning is part of what's becoming a more blatant anti-West, pro-Russian point of view. China is starting to echo now Russia's PR blitz over Ukraine, accusing the U.S. military of operating, quote, dangerous biolabs in Ukraine. This is a theory that the U.S. has warned could be President Putin's way of justifying further attacks in Ukraine. And state media today also called the U.S. the, quote, empire of lies. And this is a phrase that Putin used right after the West started sanctioning Russia. So official news outlets are also doubling down on their criticism of U.S. policy. Xinhua, the agency, slammed Washington for suggesting China had prior knowledge of Putin's plans right around the time of the Beijing Olympics, calling it a downright lie. And the Communist Party Global Times warned Europe to sharpen their eyes to the cost to Europe to what's being painted as U.S.-led sanctions. Now, despite the more openly pro-Russia stance that we are seeing, a lot of Chinese companies are already reportedly scaling back their businesses there. The FT is quoting sources as saying smartphone makers Huawei, Xiaomi, and Oppo have cut their shipments to Russia in half. Some Russian distributors have stopped placing new orders to Chinese factories. And then local media say that Chinese car maker Great Wall has paused deliveries of new cars to Russian dealers. The main problem is not secondary sanctions, as one might think, but the plummeting ruble. So the ruble has dropped 45% against the U.S. dollar, 40% against the renminbi in the past 2 weeks. And today, the Chinese announced that they're going to widen the trading band for the yuan ruble up from 5% to 10% to account for that volatility. Joe?
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.
Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 50, Shalakia 51. Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. So they made the earth drunken, man. Why? With what? The philosophies, the ideology, the doctrines, the ways of that West, man. And the nations have drunken of our wine, relating to the philosophies, the ways of the West. Therefore, the nations are mad. So they're mad because it's not what it's pretty much just not what it's cracked up to be. After they realize it's not what is what they thought it would be, man, or what it should be, man. So these nations are mad, man. They're mad over pretty much the BS, man. Babylon is suddenly fallen, destroyed. How for her? Take balm. Balm is what? Ointment. For her pain. If so, she may be healed. She can't be healed, you know. Number 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. And let us go every one into his own country. Arise ye, depart, for this is not a place of your rest. It shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. Micah 2 and 10, man. So you have to arise and depart from her, man. Or you're going to receive the plagues of her judgment, man. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. So their own people, their own kind, their own country. For her judgment reacheth into the heavens and lifteth up even to the skies. It's lifted up to the heavens and the skies, that the Lord will remember the things that Babylon has done, man. And the Lord is beginning to what? Visit the earth which he has made. 2nd Esdras 8 and 50. I go over this all the time. For many great miseries shall be done unto them in the latter times. We're in the latter times, and many great miseries, calamities, and different things are happening. Because of what? Pride, wickedness, sin. Because of certain things that Babylon have done historically against the apple of the Lord's eyes, his people, man, specifically. But basically, the Lord is angry at the wicked every day, man. Psalm 7 and 11, man. Why he's angry at the wicked? Because they're in a position of power, man. He don't like how they operational. He don't like how they operate and managed in the overall the world, man. Proverbs 29 and 2. For when the righteous are in authority, people rejoice. So if there's righteousness on earth, people will rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, and when you beareth, you're suffering, you're enduring, man. So when the wicked beareth rule, people are mourning. Why do people are mourning? Because the wicked are in the power. The earth has been given to the hands of the wicked. Job 9:24, man. So because it's given to the hands of the wicked, man, we have to bear their rulership, man. You have dysfunctions all over the world, man. The air, the water, the food, everything is out of sync, man. Because the wicked are bearing rule, man. So the earth is suffering, man, because of that, man. You got chemicals in the water, atrazine in water. You have chemtrails, sea sprays, and chemicals and different things that are affecting, everything. Pretty much the ecological dynamic, man, with society, man. The earth is health-wise is dysfunctioning, man. Scripture talking about you have a base people that's going to rule over you, man. The basis of men, man. Go to Revelation 7:17 and 16. This is something quick. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, ye shall hate the whore. The 10 horns, EU, NATO. So all these allies are going to turn against relating to the Babylon, man. That's that harlot, man. She's dressed in scarlet and decorated all pretty outwardly, but inwardly she's wicked, man. She's polluted, man. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, they shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So that burning on fire ultimately is the missiles, and they're going to turn against her, man. All these nations are going to turn against her, man. Remember, the nations are mad, man. Why? They mad of what? The wine, man. The wine of democracy, false democracy, the wine of the Western ways or philosophies is the best way. That's going to pretty much be the way of life all over the world, man. So these nations are mad, man. They mad that that this form of policies that's governed all over the world is pushed on these other nations that really don't want those policies, man. And really is polluting the ways of their society and their respective countries, man. So they realize, and that's why these nations are mad, man. In a matter of speaking, is they're like an international bully, man, trying to just take over, man. Take over. We do it your way. We're using sanctions in forms of political, tactical paperwork, intimidational paperwork to make you do what they want you to do, man. If you don't comply, then they sanction you, for example. So that's the form of in these countries they becoming mad, man. They becoming mad because they pretty much tired, man. And these countries will turn, man. And they already are, man. Slowly but surely, man. Let's go to Revelations 18. Revelations 18 and 7. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. She lived very deliciously. She's the one in power, man. So much torment, sorrow give her. And that goes with up here. So much sorrow and torment give her. Reward her even as she rewarded you, double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. So double the recompense to her, man. Relating to her works, man. Her evil works. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she say in her heart, which is her mind, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and I shall see no sorrow. So that's that mindset. Go with Psalms 49 and 11. In their inward thoughts, they believe their houses will continue from generation to generation, man. So they're going to continue on. They bless that pride, man. A pride before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. A pride before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall, man. Proverbs 16 and 18, man. So that's that pride. That's going to lead to their destruction. So she lifted up, saying, knowing I'm not going to be moved and I'm not going to be put down, man. And that's the pride that the Lord, that spirit of pride that Lord put on her to believe that, because the Lord ultimately wants her to be prideful like that. So ultimately she can be at the best when she battles those angels, man, coming back, man, which I call them chariots, man. So actually the Lord wants her to be as prideful as she can be, man. and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. So, ones who are complicit with her in the ways, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. The burning relating to the missiles, man. They're going to bewail because they prosper financially, very handsomely, financially off of her, man. So they're going to miss making that money off of her, man. The merchant city, that's here, Babylon, America. That's that merchant city where you come here to make, where you pretty much that American dream, as they say, where you prosper financially and you get rich, man. So that's that merchant city, man. The city of opportunity, the city of financial opportunity, man. So they're gonna miss that opportunity, man. Standing in fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, that mighty city, which is Babylon. For 1 hour is thy judgment come. So 1 hour, all the things that's been historically built up centuries, man. And 1 hour is going to be taken down, man, according to Scripture. Revelations 18:10, man. This was something short. I hope it helps. This is Brother Zayab. This is something short relating to that video. I'll give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Rakakadash Shalom. Thanks.